This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick. Wow. Here we are again. Another year,
Yes,
huh?
yes. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah.
2020. Woo!
Woo. Holy crap, man. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure it's only going to get worse before it gets better. It's like even
Yeah.
if that happens around November or so.
Who
Wink, wink.
knows?
Yeah, but it's like but it's kind of appropriate that we're talking. But if you're wondering, like, well, where's the best of list right now? Well, that's going to be a little ways off because, well, we got one thing to talk about today, and then next time, spoiler, we're going to talk about X-Men with Myron, and then so maybe we'll get to the best of 2020, best of 2019 in February.
Yeah. Well, hey, it'll. We're still gonna give it to you. We're still gonna deliver it. It's gonna. These things take time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, there is a plan here. Trust us.
Yep. So what do you got on tap for us tonight?
Okay, I am talking about a series that it's like that. Well, it's like I guess it's kind of appropriate that I've waited a while to talk about it because hey, it's all about time travel. I'm talking about Brian Vaughan and Cliff Chang's 6-volume series Paper Girls, and this series like has been going on for a couple of years now and finally wrapped up like when its final volume was published in October. And I can hear you saying, "Oh, Jason, it's like if you talked about this in October, you've since then we've had let's see, there's Prison School, I Am a Hero, Black Science, The Wild Storm, and well, Jason, why did you take so long to get to talk about it? Well, you see, this came out right at the same time as the final volume of The Wicked and the Divine, and obviously, I want to talk about that series a lot more since it's been something that I've been like really enthusiastic about over the last couple of years, and all those other series I just mentioned are something that I've been like also fairly enthusiastic about following as well. And so, if you're going to infer that, well, hey, am I only getting to this talking about this series now because, well, I am less enthusiastic about it, and I've come to a point where John and I are recording stuff that, hey, it's like I needed to pull something out of the ether in order to talk about it for the podcast. Yes, yes, that is the case. Because Paper Girls, I guess the worst thing you can say about it is that it shows that even a so-so series from Brian Vaughan is better than most others' best efforts. I mean, this is the guy who gave us who's given us Why the Last Man, Ex Machina, Saga, and it's like and a really good run on Ultimate X-Men. It's like and other various Marvel comics. It's like over the years to like talk about as well. So yeah, but as far as like how this ranks in his like overall canon, um, it's probably like the series you can probably check out after all those. But it's I think it's still worth reading because at its core, it's basically hit. I mean, it's basically like his version of like an '80s like kids adventure series. I mean, think about like stuff like Goonies or The Explorers. It's like, and and it works on that level. Where it kind of falters a bit is in the sense that every series Vaughn does that he's talked about this before is just him trying to grapple with something with Why the Last Man. It's like it's gender issues. Ex Machina, you got politics, Saga, you got Parenthood, Paper Girls. Um, having read all 6 volumes, it basically feels about like what the it's like what the older generation leaves to the younger generation, and just how like eventually it's like even if we all start young and idealistic, we eventually all become it's like older, more cynical, conservative, and less ambitious. Like less about wanting to change the world, more just wanting not to make sure that it just doesn't get blown up by everyone else around us. And it's like I think that's fine, but another level, it also feels like Vaughn was trying his hand at his own puzzle box type series because. Well, see, while Vaughn was doing all these comics, it's like he also joined the writing staff of Lost. He this is during he like this is during the let's see the third this is during the third and fourth seasons, and it's like it's like and you know it's like he and then it's like apparently that worked out fine for a while, and then it also led to him show running the first season of CBS's Under the Dome Stephen King adaptation, which I watched because I'd read the book and I liked Vaughn and watched the series, and it's kind of like, eh, yeah, it's not that great. So I bailed after the first season, which was apparently it's like the right thing to do because after Vaughn left, the series just went off the rails more than a little. So, but with Paper Girls, it feels like he was trying to create a series where he sets up a mystery, and then you've got to trust in his abilities that he's going to be able to deliver a satisfying climax once all the pieces are in place. Well, not just his abilities, but also that of artist Cliff Chiang, and Chiang is a very solid artist, guy who can draw just about anything that's put in front of him. He had a great run working with Brian Azzarello on Wonder Woman at the start of the DC New 52 era, and then after that wrapped up, he went on to work with Vaughn on for all 6 volumes and 30 issues of Paper Girls, and it's like even though he may not be like a really flashy artist, he's a guy who it's like who's really has got really good storytelling instincts and just knows how to make anything work on the page, where it's just with giant bugs or giant robots fighting each other, or just how to make just a simple conversation scene visually interesting. It's like he's a great stylist, and his work over these 6 volumes, it's pretty unimpeachable. It's like whether the characters are jumping between the past, the future, or just hanging out in the present of 1988. It's Chiang does a great job conveying each era. It's regardless of how much guesswork or imagination is needed to convey it. So really, it's Chiang. If I don't mention him as much, that's because he really did nothing wrong here. It's his work was just really really solid. It's just it told the story very very well without any complaints. So without not provoking any complaints on my part, I'm saying here. Vaughn, on the other hand, well, okay. The premise for Paper Girls is it's all about these 4 paper girls who meet on the Hell Night, the morning of October, the morning of November 1st, basically the night, the day after Halloween. It's in the course of delivering papers in this housing tract. It's in the Northeast. It's there's our sensible point of view character, Erin, who's new to being a paper girl, and then there's Mackenzie, the bitchy redhead who likes to smoke, and square up a storm, who basically kind of help pave the way for there being other paper girls. Then there's Tiffany, the know-it-all gamer girl, who's also in on this, and KJ, the field hockey girl, who's also an academy girl as well. And they meet up with each other, and and they've got, and they don't initially decide to deliver papers together, but then when some weird guys dressed in bandages jump Tiffany and steal one of her radios, they realize, okay, we've got to track these guys down and get it back. Well, this leads them to a house that's under construction, and they find this weird looking capsule here. It's something that looks like a it's one of those what is it? What do I say? It's those escape pods from the Apollo program, the splashdown capsules, and but then when it opens in front in front of them, they get the hell out of there, and then when they get back out into the it's like out into the open, like the entire like night has gone like cosmic. It's like, and they're wondering like what the hell has happened here, and then suddenly people like people in in shiny armor, it's like are flying down on them while riding on pterodactyls. It's like, and they're talking like this strange futuristic lingo because apparently it's like they're out to correct the flow of time, and these girls have apparently found themselves right in the middle of this thing. And before they can really get a handle on things, they wind up getting jumped to the year. Well, sorry, Mackenzie, Tiffany, and Aaron get jumped to the year of our Lord 2016 to meet up with a present day Aaron who was wondering just what the hell are you doing here? It's like, and who are you? And how did you get this? And where did we get this scar from? Because it's like she doesn't remember like that the point of the first volume where Aaron gets shot. So, So yeah, there's lots of questions, lots of weirdness going on here. I mean, there's like, who are these like older people coming in to try and quote unquote correct the time stream? Who are these younger people who are fighting against the older people? And just like, hey, what happened to KJ? It's like, and and just what is going on here? It's like, I mean, the first volume, it's like sets up so many questions, and really, it's you kind of have to have faith that that Vaughan is going to take you like unravel these things. I came to the series as someone who had followed him from Why the Last Man and Ex Machina and his other comics work, and so I figured, hey, he's earned that faith with me, so I'm definitely gonna keep following this here. It was tough. It's like early on because reading these volumes as they came out, they it's like they didn't have like the same kind of like instant appeal that his other creator-owned works had. It's like it was like basically like he was solely taking war things out of these puzzle blocks, giving us more questions, and it's like, and not really, and while we're getting some answers, we're getting like more more questions as well. It's like when we got to volume 3 and they go back in time and they meet this prehistoric girl who's carrying this boy, and wondering like, okay, well, what's going on here? And it eventually becomes clear. But at the same time, though, like the problem with the series for me for a while was that it was hard to keep the four girls straight. Like I wrote in my review of volume 3 that I realized, oh, wait a second, what are their names again? Because I remember that, okay, I mean, Mackenzie is the foul mouth, smartass one, but the other two, it's like, okay, what were they are? Who were the names? And this one that was missing for volume 2, what was her name again? It's like, oh, so yeah, it's good that Vaughan decided to make a series with four young female protagonists, but for a while there, it's like it was really hard to keep their personalities straight, and it really did feel like, and for the most part, like a lot of their personalities are defined as for how they're just being pushed around, by the story. It's like, and to be honest, like I still feel that Mackenzie makes the strongest impression just because she's like foul mouth smartass is kind of an inherently distinctive personality type. So, but for the others like Aaron, Tiffany, and KJ, I mean, they come to distinguish themselves a bit more as the series goes on. But it's like I don't think they're quite as memorable as some of the other protagonists that Vaughan has given us. It's like over the course of his comics career. It's like and also like and with that, so it just kind of like comes on the plot to basically carry us. So, just like what is going on with these time travel shenanigans, and Vaughan takes us to like lots of different several different eras. I mean, just that she's. I mean, like you kind of feel like he just wants to pick the ones that would be the most fun to explore, like whether it's just showing us the present of 2016, or like the far flung past of it's like a volume 3, or the Y2K panic of 2000s, and how it just looks so quaint in our it's like to us right now, or the future of 2171, where things finally start to come to focus. And that's it's like, and yeah, it's like it was cool seeing everything like the future, like, and some of the characters get, and and well, like, Mackenzie has her personal arc, and she finds that she's gonna die of leukemia, but then hey, when she gets to the future, hey, like the future's clearly found a way to cure this version of cancer, and yes it has, but there's one other surprise waiting for her. It's like when she tries to finally have that taken out of her. So, and then at the very end, we get a surprise return of a character from, well, not really the character we saw from Volume 2, but a different version of her. And then she basically sends, it's like, oh, wait, no, it is the same one from Volume 2. She's just the one who sends them off to different eras for the final volume. So the final volume basically picks up with the 4 girls in it's like in wildly different eras again. Aaron is in our present day of 2018. It's like then you've got it's like the adults who are like apparently found basically wound up being stuck out of time. It's like on their airship. KJ gets stuck back in 1958, which is actually kind of relevant as far as story goes. And Mackenzie is on Earth at the end of its days, and Tiffany is in the farthest reaches of the future, where all this time travel bullshit has been sorted out, and people there need her in order to finally bring this to a conclusion. So everything is wrapped up here, and I think it's done well enough to the point where, hey, so you've been reading the series up to this point, you're probably going to be satisfied by the by the conclusion. And I also like the way that Vaughan and Chiang's attempt to experiment with their storytelling, and in the middle of the series we get we get an issue that basically tells all the stories from the girls in each era at the same time. It sounds might sound strange, but the thing is, I also want to point out that we also got a similar type of story from Jonathan Hickman and Dustin Weaver in the final volume of Shield earlier this year. And it's like Vaughn and Chiang's version works well enough. It's kind of and it's pretty straightforward. Hickman and Weaver's is probably the flashier, more ambitious version of this, but it was still nice to see them see the creators try something new here. But after that, the girls all wind up in the same era again, and we get the resolution to this time travel war, and some of the girl and Tiffany is very disappointed because she finds out that, oh wait, this war ends not because one side is defeated, but because both sides basically essentially decided to come to a truce and understand things, even though it's they view one side, the adults, as being clearly in the wrong here. So that's kind of the wrap up of the how does one generation deal with the ambitions and the failings of the others, and when the girls start to complain about this, well, one side basically realizes that, yeah, it's this isn't going to work unless all you go back to your own time, remembering nothing of this. So things are set up for a tragedy on that level, but that's this all happens in the penultimate issue. The final issue um, does like basically shows like the girls going through the Hell Night. It's like again, but things are just a little different because it's like because they were smart enough to try and find little ways to change things, and it's like it was nice. And also it's like I look at some of this stuff and I realize, hey, it's like didn't that happen in Back to the Future Part 3? Huh, that's nice. So I mean, like, and you get the feeling that this final issue was meant to reinforce the idea that, hey, it wasn't the core of this series wasn't the time travel. It was it was like the friendship these girls forged along the way. That was the real. It's like that was the real point of the story here. Uh, if you got that from, if you really believed in that, then cool. More power to you. That's definitely something you should take away from this. Me, on the other hand, it's like I don't know, like I said, I don't feel that the girls really like came into their own as it's like as dynamic characters over the course of the series. I think they were fine protagonists, but it just took me a while to like get my to realize to distinguish which one is which, and I still feel that they were just kind of like being bumped around at the mercy of the story here. I mean, I can recognize their individual triumphs. It's like at the end here, and it was cool seeing them all like share a smoke. It's like in a playground in a playground towards the end. But I don't know. It's like it just didn't have like the same ring as it's like as a series that really got inside their heads and really made them truly memorable characters on their own terms. So the puzzle box elements of the series, fine. The character dynamics of the series, fine. Could they have been better? Yeah. Are they good enough to to make the series worth reading overall? Yeah, I think so. And also, like I said, the art from Chiang like really carries the series as well. It's never less than appealing to look at. So I guess overall, it's like I mean, yeah, it's a good series. It's just it's like over the years I've kind of come to expect greatness, from Vaughn, but this one was just pretty good. So overall, worthwhile, but there's a reason that took me like say 3 months to finally get around to talk about that. Rather, there's a reason I went and talked about the Wicked and the Divine before this one, and that I'm only talking about this one right now. So there you go, John. I guess any thoughts on your end about any of this?
Well, I think it's an interesting concept. The story of time travel is always fascinating me, but or in different times, I should say, right?
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like I think like even though there's lots of time travel craziness here, it's like I don't like it all kind of it all makes sense in the end. So it's like I think that familiar with like the like conventions of a time travel story will definitely help when getting into this.
Yep. So you recommend it?
I do. It's like I mean, it's kind of like more of a qualified recommendation, but a recommendation nonetheless.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So do you know what you're going to talk about next time?
Well, we, along with Myron, are going to be talking about House of X and Powers of X.
Yeah. Well, we did talk about that in the initial part of this podcast, but hey, just to remind everyone, I usually do sign off that way when we do. So you can look forward to that next time, ladies and gentlemen. And
Absolutely.
we'll talk to you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right, laters.